Why is brand reputation actually more important when budgets are tight?
Oh gosh, because ultimately it provides the air cover for future value, future
Right.
revenue, right? And any CFO that you talk to, yes, they want to obviously they have to pay. They'll pay for the employees. They have to pay. There's payroll. There's lights. All that kind of stuff has to be done now. And you and I both know that we run a business.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also have to think about tomorrow, right? Like, what is the future buyer looking for right now, and how do we create that value today so that we do show up and we do end up becoming part of their day one list, right? So that is the real point of that graphic as an example. You can't scale if you're constantly chasing, because you're in panic mode. We need more, we need more, we need more. You're good. It's not that you won't make money, or it's not that you won't have a business. You just won't scale.
Right.
You might just plateau at a certain level, and you just can't get any further because no one else out there knows who you are, or no one else out there trusts you enough to actually put you on their day one list. Right.
What
And
does,
that's super important when it comes to budgeting, because if you don't budget for it now, you won't be able to reap the rewards for it later.
well, exactly. What does research actually tell us about that very point of balancing short-term and long-term investment?
Well, the balance really comes down to the here and now, which is the sales activation, the here and now. That keeps the conversations going today. But you need to invest in your brand tomorrow, because that's the air cover your sales and marketing team needs, or especially your sales team needs to lessen the steep of like the hill is. Let's put it this way: the hill is much steeper for your sales team if there's no brand recognition or brand reputation or a solid brand reputation. The hill is less steep when you've got a brand that's trusted or that's sought out, right?
Yeah. And I think it takes an integrated approach to make this happen. A lot
100%.
of times, especially the earlier stage companies, first of all, they believe their product is very, very novel. 1 out of 10 times it might be, maybe even 1 out of 20. It is not as novel as they think it is. We've got to establish need, which definitely, strong strategy development really helps to deploy that through voice of customer, research, segmentation, so on and so forth. But really, where they really miss it is thinking that the product will sell itself, and they don't implement an integrated, we've got OSAP in our agency, owned, shared, earned, and paid program. All too often, they think that content and PR is going to maintain the awareness that is needed to truly create the market awareness that they expect in the market. And there's too many ebbs and flows with those sort of channels, too many unicorns with PRs, and it's not sustainable.
No, and you know what? I'll say this: if any CFO or any finance people are listening to this, is that brand is not decoration. Brand is an asset,
It is.
and it's an asset that lowers perceived risk when the budgets tighten.
Yeah.
Think about that, because when your budgets are tight and you've got a fantastic brand reputation, the stress on the business is way less than if you're just constantly trying to climb that Mount Everest.
Yeah. Very, very important. Let's talk about some tools that really support discipline and not the hype. I mean, we have to start out with AI. How should teams think about AI when risk, not speed, is the primary concern?
Well, you need to think of AI as a tool. That's all it really is. And I always look at it. I always try to explain it this way: like you can cut a tree down with an axe. You still can, right? But not many people do, right? Unless you're out there in survival mode. There's chainsaws, and there's massive machines that do that now, right? You can cut down a forest within, in a fraction of the time that it used to take, right?
Yeah.
And AI is kind of like that.